Hi, and welcome to episode 146 of C3 Crystals, Cauldrons, and Cocktails. I'm Ren,
And I'm River.
and
I know
today
it says in the notes it has a T on the she's rent.
I'm Rent today. I was gonna say Rent, but I was like, I'm not gonna do that joke. I'm Rent.
And I'm River.
And today we're going to be talking about moon magic. Now, I know we've already talked about moon magic on
Hmm.
the podcast before, so specifically as it relates to the new moon, the dark moon, and the black moon.
Well, and
And
then we kind of got excited about all the different moons. So there's a little bit about the blood moon and some
mhm,
other moons too.
some other
So
moons. Um, Now I don't quite remember exactly what we covered in our first moon magic episode. That
well,
was
it was
so long
early,
ago. Yes.
it was early in our career and it probably wasn't very good. I don't know.
Yeah, so we're doing it again in a different way, talking about some new moon phases, etc. But
Hmm.
first, what are we drinking? So
Yes.
we made a fun little drink using black vodka, since we're gonna be talking about dark moons, black
Mhm.
moon,
Black moons. Hmm.
black vodka, and we are calling it they're very original, Black Moon. Keep it simple. It's black vodka, limeade, edible glitter, which makes it look really cool. And
Hmm.
you can add maraschino cherry, cherry juice, etc.
Hmm. Hmm.
If you don't like
It's pretty
maraschino
yummy.
cherries, you can substitute for a cherry syrup of your choice. It doesn't,
Yeah, my husband, when I make his, he doesn't really like the full, what is his drink?
I
It's the
don't know.
bastard now because he modified that recipe for what is the whiskey
I don't
drink?
know. I don't know.
Oh my God. Anyway, I'm sure I've talked about it before,
Anyways,
but I use a special
old fashioned.
cherry, old fashioned. That's it.
Woo!
Woo! Oh my God, this is going to be brutal. But for those, I use instead of the maraschino cherries, I think I've told you all, I use a richer cherry, and I like those. Rent does not like
Rent
those.
does not like those. Yeah. I like the maraschinos. I mean, I know they have a, artificial-ish taste, but they're a staple.
And you know what? This drink I think would be a fun Samhain drink because with the
Oh yeah.
limeade, it's got that little greenish tint, and you could use
Yeah,
green
it's like
glitter.
either like greenish gray, because the limeade is like semi-yellowish green,
Mm-hmm.
and then you add
Mm-hmm.
the black vodka, so it makes like this grayish green color. And then
It
like you were saying with the glitter, it's cool.
Yeah, and we you could use different witchy colored, Samhain colored glitter to make it
Ooh,
fun
maybe
too. That'd be
red
fun.
glitter would be cool.
Ooh, that would be fun.
Yes.
Anyway, okay.
Okay, anyways.
Enough about our drink.
So, I guess let's talk about our topic. So, on to kind of like moon phases. So, you have
Mm-hmm.
like the new moon or dark
Mm-hmm.
moon or black moon phases.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So, the new moon is it occurs when the moon is between Earth and the sun, making it invisible from Earth.
Mm-hmm.
So it marks the beginning of the new lunar cycle and is often associated with fresh starts, intentions, and new beginnings in various spiritual, I was on a roll until I wasn't, spiritual and witchcraft traditions.
Spitual.
Spiritual.
A
uh,
dark moon, on the other hand, is the period just before the new moon. This is confusing because I was like, aren't isn't the new moon the dark moon? But it's not. It's the 3 days before the actual new moon. That's called the dark moon. And it's the final phase of the lunar cycle before the new moon, which is the beginning of the next lunar cycle appears.
okay.
Did you know that the moon has moonquakes? I don't know if I've told you all that before.
Oh,
It's caused by the gravitational pull of the earth, which is so cool because you know how the moon causes our
tides.
tides and all of
Mhm.
that. Well, we have an effect on the moon as well, and it causes earthquakes. But they aren't as common there as they are here, but they can last up to an hour.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that crazy?
Hmm.
Anyway, that was, I'm going to be throwing in some moon facts today.
I feel like there's a joke in there somewhere. Like I don't know. There's a joke in there.
Somewhere, maybe our listeners can say, you all missed it. This is what you should have said.
Yes. But I
Okay,
didn't know
so
that. That's cool.
yeah, I didn't either. But the next thing is the black moon. And that because I was like, okay, so what's the difference between a dark moon, a black moon, and a new moon? So
Mhm.
the black moon is a really rare event, and it has a couple different definitions. It can be the second new moon in a month, just like the blue moon and full moon is
Oh
the
yeah, yeah.
second full
Hmm.
moon in a month. So the second new moon in a month, which is, um, that's the most common definition of it.
Okay.
It could be the third new moon of a season of four new moons. So,
Define.
okay, I know occasionally a season like spring, summer, fall, or winter will have four new moons instead of the usual three.
Okay.
And that last new moon is referred to as the black moon.
Okay.
And then an even rarer occurrence that is also called a black moon is the absence of a full moon in February. Because February only has the 28 days,
Hmm.
rarely there is a chance where you're going to have a February with no full moon or a February with no new moon. And the absence of the full moon in February is also called a black moon.
Okay.
So that would also mean that January and March would have two full moons each.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Hmm.
that's crazy.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
did you know that astronauts who visited the moon described moon dust as having a scent similar to gunpowder?
Huh.
Isn't that interesting? It's this dust is incredibly fine and clingy, and it made it difficult to deal with during those Apollo missions where we actually landed on the moon.
Rather interesting because I feel
Hmm.
like, I mean, the moon
Why
doesn't
would it
have it doesn't
smell
have an atmosphere, so I feel like it shouldn't have a
a
smell.
smell? But I guess when they tracked in the dust and then were able to take off their helmets and all of that stuff, they could smell the residue
It
on their
makes
boots
me
and whatnot.
wonder if there's smells, what does the sun smell like?
Hot.
Hot, but what is the
Thanks,
smell?
River. I know. I don't know. Is it sulfur?
What does
I mean,
Jupiter smell like? Because there's like different
what?
chemicals, so I guess
Yeah,
I guess they do smell different,
like I guess it would be whatever the smell of their
like
key
gases and
components.
everything
Yeah,
are.
the key
Yeah.
components would be.
That's interesting. I had never thought about smells, like planet
And
smells
I
and
know
like space smells.
with no atmosphere, how do you have a smell? I mean, obviously they couldn't go out on the moon, take off their helmet, and take a deep breath because they would die. But I
Hmm.
guess that the smell then had to be from what was tracked in.
Space smells. That just I wanna do more research. I want to learn more about the smelly smells of space.
The smelly smell, they might smell good. There might be some good smells.
Because I
Doesn't
feel
have to be
like
smelly. Of
I don't know. My brain is
course,
attached to this now.
they used to say that the moon was made of cheese. And so some cheese really smells,
Yes.
but not like gunpowder.
No. Okay, let's continue.
Let's back on
Now we're
track.
just talking about smells and cheese and we're spiraling. So, let me tell you about supermoons.
Hmm.
So, the supermoon stands out as a particularly potent time for magic. So, a supermoon occurs when a full moon coincides with its, how do you say that word?
Perigee.
Perigee. I was going to say
Perigee.
perigee. Perigee,
It might be perigee.
perigee. So, that's the point in its orbit closest to the Earth.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so I don't know how to say that word. Jesus. So the celestial event amplifies the moon's energy, making it an ideal time for various magical workings.
Yes. And I know that they're talking about a lot of times you think of the super moon as being a full moon,
Hmm.
but it doesn't have to be. It just happens to be, well, it says full moon. It's when the moon is the closest to
To the
our
Earth.
planet. Yeah.
Oh, speaking of, did you
Yes.
see there was a video circulating? circulating on social media. I don't know what, probably all platforms, Instagram, TikTok, whatever, of
Mm-hmm.
the moon being so massive in the sky and people were like pulling over off of the side of the highway to take pictures. And it was like this
No,
massive thing. So I feel like that was probably a supermoon.
probably so. It's common in the harvest moon, which we'll talk a little bit about later,
Hmm.
um, is often a super moon and it's huge and it rises. And when you see the moon through the atmosphere as it's just rising,
Hmm.
that's when it looks so huge and it's just
Yeah.
gorgeous.
Yeah.
It's absolutely gorgeous.
My husband and I, a long time ago, probably like a year or two ago, we were driving and the moon was just so large in the sky.
Hmm.
And I was trying to take pictures. It just did not
I
show
know. You
like
pull out your
how
iPhone.
massive it was looking in the sky.
I heard that the Samsungs or what some other kind of phone take great pictures of the moon.
Yeah, I
I
just
don't know
hit
if it's true or not.
I just
What
hit
did
my
you
knee
just
on
do?
I hit my knee on my table.
Wow, we didn't hear any cursing or anything.
I was like, ow. No, I think it's the Samsungs. I don't know. I have an
That
iPhone.
supposedly,
Yeah.
because when the eclipse was or whatever,
Hmm.
there were some great pictures, and they're like, "This is from a Samsung. The iPhones can't do this."
Oh,
Na na
you know,
na na na.
I have an iPhone. I have a Apple Watch. I'm on my MacBook.
Mm-hmm.
I am an iPhone girly all the way.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Not
I
me.
used to
I
have
mean, I've got an
Samsung.
iPhone, but
Yeah, I used
yeah.
to have Samsung before. I mean, I didn't really have an issue with it. I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't either. It's just my whole family ended up going iPhone, and
Yeah.
I'm
I
like,
think
I
it
might as
was
well.
I think it was I don't know, price choice when I was getting my new like my next
Mm,
phone. I was like teenager. I was like, Mom, Dad, I really want a cool phone. And
mm-hmm,
everybody had an iPhone. And so I was like, I want an
mm-hmm,
iPhone. And my parents were like, it's probably gonna have to be the one that's better price. And I was like, okay, that's fine. It's a new phone. And it
mm-hmm.
ended up being the iPhone at that time. I don't remember when that was, but
Yeah,
like
I
iPhone,
don't know when I switched over, but I
I
finally
don't
went
even
iPhone.
I don't even remember what first gen like the generation that I got for my first iPhone was. Like
I
a
don't, I don't know.
What are we on now? I think the 16's coming out this year.
I I've got whatever the latest one is.
So you have a 15,
A 15. Yeah,
and then
I had a 10 before that.
why are we talking about our iPhones?
I don't know. Why are we? Let's move back on. I am so sorry, guys.
Oh,
Okay. So as opposed to the perigee or perigee, you've got the apogee. See, I think it's a G because apogee, I'm pretty sure is correct.
just like I'm not even gonna joke.
Any, anyway, a micromoon. Let's
Hmm.
go with that instead of a supermoon, a micromoon. So the micromoon is a moon that you can use witchcraft wise for subtle power. It is the time when the full moon or a new moon coincides with the where it's farthest in its orbit away from Earth.
Hmm.
And though it appears smaller and dimmer in the sky, it does still offer some magical potency for you to work some magic, some subtle magics, maybe
Subtle magic. I
introspection
like
or
that.
or grounding, that kind of thing.
Hmm.
And I think I told you all on the last moon episode that we did that the moon is moving farther and farther away from Earth every year, like
Oh,
by a portion of an inch every single year. So
well, I mean,
eventually it's going to break out of our orbit.
I think we probably said this before, but we won't have to deal with it. It's going to be like
No,
multiple of our generations if humans last that long that we'll have to deal with it. Like
wonder,
multiple. I don't think
wonder,
humans will last that long though.
I wonder what would happen if the moon did say a meteor hit it, it got knocked out of our orbit. What would that do to our tides and
Oh, we would
stuff?
all die.
Really?
We are very reliant on our moon.
If it went away, well, I bet we could create a fake moon and launch it up there or build one. Okay.
The
Why
moon
are we
is
off of
massive.
this?
No, but it would be a catastrophe
They
basically
did it
without
in
our
Star
moon.
Wars. Okay. If Star Wars can have the Death Star, we can make a
Okay,
moon.
listen. It would be a catastrophe. All the tides would stop because we have a gravitational pull between Earth, the moon, and the sun. And the moon provides gravitational pull enough to keep us in our uh cycle
Ooh,
around the sun. And
would we
so
get knocked off our cycle?
we would probably get knocked off our cycle, not so severely, but it would probably send us on a path of trajection that would probably not be fit for us. And I think we would
Humans.
steadily like get closer and closer to the sun without, because all of the planets have an effect on each other. So like
Mm-hmm.
Jupiter has a pull on Saturn and all of that, and
Mm-hmm.
it's all balanced. We're all balanced, and we all move in like they're not perfect circles around the sun. It's all in these like elliptical shapes, and we all keep
Mm-hmm.
each other balanced. And so if
So just
something is
losing a
knocked off,
moon.
yes, if something is knocked off that balance, maybe it won't affect the farther planets, but it would definitely affect the ones within our belt and like the
Wonder if it would make
closer
us
to the sun.
wobble.
It might. The sun, I mean, the moon has a lot of effect on the earth, like a lot of
I mean,
effect on the earth.
even our bodies are affected by
Yeah,
the
by
moon
the
phases.
moon and everything, because that's why people say you get crazy during a full moon, because the full moon has
Yeah,
more effect on the amount of water in your body.
they keep trying to say that's fake, but if you talk to anybody who works in any kind of job that deals with humans, like nurses,
Every job,
well, yeah, I guess so.
unless if you're a veterinarian, but you also have to work with different vet techs and stuff.
But I mean like large amounts of humans, like nurses. I mean,
Okay.
everybody or the police department, everybody says that there is something to that, even though it's supposedly been proven not to be.
I feel like nothing can be proven not to be if we don't know the 100% science behind it.
I agree.
Everything's a theory. We don't
Hmm.
actually know things.
We think we know
We
things.
think we know things, but we don't.
And then years later, we find out, oh, wow, we really didn't know what we were talking about.
Exactly. Anyways, the blue moon, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So a blue moon, we've talked about this, occurs when there are two full moons in a single calendar month for not four, or four full moons in a single season. So the second full moon in a month or third full moon in a season is called the blue moon.
Okay.
Um, that was kind of repetitory. Yeah, it's like a
That
early
was
verb, a blue moon,
is a
and
blue moon.
yeah. Um, so this rare event is considered a powerful time for magic, often associated with heightened intuition, transformation, and the culmination of long-term goals.
Yeah, I like to use the blue moon if I remember to
Mhm.
charge all of my tools because it's
Yeah.
such a powerful moon. I like to make sure I get out there and charge all my crystals, all my athame, everything.
I
That's a
forgot
great
to
time.
set out water for the blue moon that we had. What was it,
Mm-hmm.
last year?
Mm-hmm.
Last August?
I don't remember.
I think it was. I forgot. And then I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna use my other moon water, and my husband used it on accident.
I think we told that story.
Oh, I still
Okay.
am not over that.
So there is also the blood moon, which is a really cool moon because it's one that
Oh, yeah.
actually, a blue moon isn't actually blue,
Hmm.
but a blood moon is actually red. And its red hue comes because it's a blood moon is occurs during a total lunar eclipse. And
Hmm.
so the moon is moving or the shadow is moving and it creates this red color and it is so eerie looking. Um,
I
it,
haven't
but it,
seen one in person, I don't think.
I don't know if I'm sure I have, but it's where the Earth's shadow transforms the moon into that crimson color,
Hmm.
and it just looks so cool. So it's perfect actually for doing transformative magical practices. It's another really powerful moon that you might want to do moon
Oh,
water
yeah.
with, or
Hmm.
charge your tools or practice magic that particular night. In Chinese mythology, did you know? A blood moon was thought to have been caused by a celestial dragon attempting to eat the moon.
Oh,
And the red
okay.
color was believed to be the blood of the moon as it was being devoured. And so, to
Mm.
protect the moon, the people would make loud noises. They would bang pots and pans together. They would beat drums, set off fireworks to scare the dragon away and save the moon from getting eaten.
Oh, that's cool.
Isn't that cool?
I like that.
Hmm.
Well, off of that, we have the harvest moon, like we were talking about earlier.
One of my favorites. Yeah.
So the harvest moon is the full moon closest to the autumnal equinox. It is a
Hmm.
time of abundance, gratitude, and preparation. So, this bright moon has historically provided farmers with extended evening light to gather crops, which also symbolizes the peak of the harvest season.
Hmm.
So, for us and practice like witches, whatever you want to call yourself,
Hmm.
the harvest moon offers a rich opportunity to celebrate this abundance and give thanks and prepare for the colder, introspective months ahead.
Yeah. I love the harvest moon. It's during my favorite season.
Hmm.
It's just I love it. And it is, when I drive home from work, and I'm pretty sure it's almost always the harvest full moon, but I would always hit that road before they built a subdivision there. There was nothing, and you could see the moon
Oh, yeah.
as it was rising, and it happened right about the time I was driving home, and it was just gorgeous. And like you
Oh, yeah.
said, wanting to pull off the side of the road just to stare at it
Hmm.
is just
Hmm.
gorgeous. Okay, so now that we've talked about all these different phases, let's talk about some of the magic that you can
Oh,
do
yeah.
during these phases. So, new moon
Hmm.
magic, and we may have touched on this before, but new moon magic is an ideal time to reflect on what you want to bring into your life because it's the start of the moon's phase. It's the beginning.
Hmm.
So take a minute to meditate, connect with your inner desires, use one of your journals that we know you've got 50 million of
Oh, yeah.
to write down your intentions. And, the new moon is a monthly thing. So you can do this monthly. Your goals don't have to be, oh, in the next 10 years, I want this to happen, although they can. But you can take it 1 month at a time. So, before the next new moon, I want to manifest X, Y, and Z. So, writing this down in your journal helps you solidify your intentions and sends a clear message out to the universe. And it gives you something to review back on
Hmm.
to see, you know, 6 months ago, oh, how interesting. This is what I was hoping for that month. And you can watch your growth through these journals, which is, I think, really cool.
Yeah. No, I
One of
agree.
my other favorite new moon rituals would be a new moon ritual bath. We love our ritual baths.
We've talked about these
Hmm.
before. Hmm.
We've done a whole episode, I think, on ritual
I think so.
baths.
Yeah.
But it's a great way to cleanse your body and spirit and make space for these new beginnings. Because when we're doing it on the new moon, that's where we are. We're talking about new beginnings. You can add your favorite herbs, salts, essential oils. Lavender, rosemary, and eucalyptus are really great choices if you want purification and clarity.
Mhm.
Light candles, of course, you can't have a ritual bath without candles. And
Absolutely.
play some witchy music or soft music or classical
Hmm.
music or whatever music you want in the background. Or you can just sit in silence in the dark with your little candles and then visualize water washing away any negativity and old energy, leaving you refreshed and ready to begin anew.
I love a good ritual bath, but
Hmm.
I like a good shower better than a bath because the shower like washes everything away.
Hmm.
I mean, they both do the same thing.
Hmm.
So if you're not a bath person, then you can do the same shower.
In a shower. Hmm.
Just place all of that because they have those what are those sizzle things that you put at the base of your shower and then they like spin.
Yes.
So you could do stuff like that.
Like shower salt, not shower salt,
See,
shower
I don't remember what they're called, but they're like they fizz and
shower bombs. Aren't they called shower bombs? No,
mm,
maybe not.
maybe.
But that's basically you put them in and the water hits them and you get the
Hmm.
I'm making motions with my
Yeah,
hands.
you're
No.
like fluttery emotions and but yes.
So my husband washed the shower door the other day, which
Yeah.
bless him, thank you for doing that, but it took away my motivational sigil.
Oh.
So now I got to redo it.
Aw, that's all right. I mean, it's nice to have like a good
That's
refresh.
true. That's true.
So,
And a clean shower. So there
yeah,
you go.
yeah, it's a two for one. Woo!
Absolutely.
But in this type of moon magic, you can also new moon magic charge your crystals. So I know
Hmm.
we've talked about this as well, but you can take your crystals, which are powerful magical workings within our
Mm-hmm.
craft,
Mm-hmm.
and use the new moon to cleanse and charge them. So place your crystals outside or on the windowsill where they can absorb the energy of the new moon. So as you do this, focus on your intentions and infuse the crystals with your goals. Some crystals are um, some crystals to consider for new beginnings are clear quartz, moonstone, and labradorite.
Mm, good
You,
point.
yes. And
Mm-hmm.
you can also plant seeds. So, symbolically, planting seeds during the new moon can represent your intentions and desires of taking root and growing, or like
Mm-hmm.
growth.
Mm-hmm.
So you can choose a small plant or some seeds to nurture, and as you plant them, visualize your goals growing and flourishing as the seeds will. This
Mm-hmm.
practice is a tangible reminder of the intentions you've set and your commitment to nurturing them,
I
which
love that.
I like it, but I kill every single plant, so I don't know if I'd be able to do that.
Yeah, and I guess it also depends. Well, I was going to say it depends on the time of year because generally you plant in the spring, but you can
Mhm.
plant inside and have a plant
Yeah,
in your windowsill.
yeah, you can
So
have your little herbs inside on the windowsill.
I really wanted to plant pumpkins in my witch garden this year.
Why
I
didn't
I
you?
bought the seeds and I had them sitting there on the island in our kitchen, and I looked at them every day. I have to have these planted by the end of, I think I was supposed to plant them by the end of June,
June. Oh wow,
or or
that's
it
early.
well it said through mid-July for here.
Oh, okay.
And so I'm like, I'm gonna do it. And where are we now? In the middle of August. And they didn't get
Oh.
planted.
So
I'm so sad.
can you not plant them late?
I don't know. I mean, I think it's if you want them to come in time for Samhain, it's too late, but pumpkins are good all the way through
Yeah, all the
the
way through.
November. So
So
I may
maybe
go
you
out there
could
and do that.
I would just plant them unless if there's like a cultivation thing where it has to be a certain temper, like super high heat,
Well, we're
then
there here.
yeah, that's true. We're still there.
hmm
So
Anyway, I like that idea.
Mhm.
Maybe I don't know when the next new moon is. I think I have it written in the notes somewhere. We'll come across it.
Yeah.
You can also do a new moon tarot spread, which is something I love to do. I love tarot
Mhm.
spread and any reason to do. It's like any reason to drink wine, any reason to do a tarot
Any
spread,
reason
same
to do
thing.
there.
So you can use a simple 3 card layout. Card number one, you can say, what should I focus on during this new moon? Card number two can be what obstacles might I face? And card number three can be how can I overcome these obstacles? And then you
Okay.
take time to meditate on the messages from the cards and how they align with your intentions. And you can do this with a tarot deck or you can use an oracle deck,
Hmm.
the kinder, gentler tarot cards.
Yeah. Yeah. You're giving me flashbacks from my tarots. But another thing
Uh,
that you can do is candle magic. So I love good candle magic. I have so many
mm-hmm,
candles, it's not even funny. So candle magic is, pretty straightforward, yet a good way to work with new moon energy.
mm-hmm,
So you can choose a candle that corresponds with your intentions, whatever you are looking for. Well, that could be white for new beginnings, green for prosperity, red for passion or
mm-hmm,
love, yellow for happiness and sunshine, whatever it
joy.
may be, joy,
Mm-hmm.
etc. So carve symbols or words that represent your goals into the candle. There was also another way that I saw that you can imbue your candles. You can get other candle colors. So let's say you have a base candle, white,
Okay.
and you have other colors that might work in your intention. You can melt those, get a little stick and draw sigils or draw
I love
sigils
that
that are
idea.
associated with it on your candle. So it'll have your like designs on it. And that could act as your candle for
Arts and
your moon
crafting,
magic.
new moon
hmm
magic. Yeah.
So, as you light it, focus your intentions and visualize them coming to fruition. Let the candle burn down completely, releasing your desires into the universe. So, for this, I think it would be really cool to do like a stick candle, like maybe a
Mm-hmm.
smaller stick candle, or if you have a big one, then you can do that and have
Mm-hmm.
like little things on them and then let it burn down and have your
I
desires
love
released into the
love
universe.
candles. I love
Me
fire.
too.
Fire's a thing. Yeah, the new moon, but the moon new. The new moon is also a great time to do vision boards like we've
Oh
talked
yeah.
about before, because it is a new beginning. So you can do this monthly. That may be overwhelming for some people. But you gather your images, your words, your symbols. Half the fun is I like going through magazines and cutting out words and the cool fonts and stuff that I like
Oh
and
yeah.
gluing them onto my page. But you want to gather things that represent your goals and desire and arrange them on your board in a way that, however, you're inspired to do so,
Hmm.
and then place it where you see it daily as a reminder to work towards those things. I don't know. I feel like doing it every new moon might be a bit um, overwhelming. I don't think I would have time, although I would enjoy
It
doing
doesn't
that.
even have to be a big one though. It could
Or
be
it
a
could be just a
small.
word.
Yeah.
And you could color a word. Just write the word on a piece of paper, and while you're watching TV, color it,
Hmm. It could
you
be,
know?
it doesn't have to be something like this extravagant vision board that
Like
is
I made us do this
huge
New
and
Year's.
that wasn't so bad.
It was a whole booklet for every month.
I liked it, but it was for the whole year.
Yeah, it was for the whole year.
So, but
That's
you,
true.
if you have that booklet, you could use it and maybe let's say you did January because January is coming up and then you saved it and did
Hmm.
February for the next month so that it's empty, but that's like where you do it and it's not big.
That's true.
Hmm.
That's true.
And then, I mean, off of that, with like the vision boards, you can also do regular journaling. I know we talk about journaling a lot, and you're probably like, yeah, okay, I'm going to skip this part because I hear about journals all the
All the
time.
time.
But I mean, it is really good to have that like schedule, a regular routine, let's say, of
Hmm.
journaling. And especially during the new moon, it can help you, the journals can help you track your progress and reflect on your journey. So, like, I mean, before I had all my journals, I was always lost and be like, "Ugh, I can't quite remember what happened last time or what I did
Hmm.
last time that seemed to work or didn't work." So, having a
Hmm.
journal not only helps you set your intentions or have helps bring you insight from rituals that you've gained and all of that, it
Hmm.
helps keep track of everything as well.
And they're so addicting.
They
There are
are.
so many cool
They
ones out
are.
there.
So, any progress or challenges that you encounter, you can keep those in your journal. This practice might not only help you stay focused as well, but it also helps you see how far you've come. It's really hard to see, like when you start working out and be eating healthier,
Hmm.
when you start trying to do a new like a skill like embroidering or whatever, not
Hmm.
from
Hmm.
personal experience or anything. It's really nice to see how far you've come. You can look at your first embroidered or the first picture you took when you started your
Hmm.
fitness journey, and then you can see where you and how you've progressed because when you do it on a day to day, you don't see it. So it's really
That's
nice to
true.
have a journal.
That's
Thank you for
true.
coming to my TED Talk.
It's the rent
Journaling,
talk.
yeah, the rent
The
talk.
rent talk.
We do talk about journals a lot, so I know the eye rolls. Yeah, yeah, I'll skip 15 seconds here and there
Yeah,
until
yeah, yeah.
you're like, okay, did you know? Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. But the next new moon will occur on August 16th, 2024.
That's the day this comes out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a new
Happy
moon.
new moon.
Woo.
Happy new
Oh,
moon, everybody.
that means tomorrow, yes, we're recording this on Thursday, so sorry. That means tomorrow you can go plant your pumpkin seeds.
Oh, I should. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
Set yourself a timer because you're gonna forget.
I'm gonna write it down right now. Plant pumpkin seeds. I can see my husband. He's gonna roll his eyes at me right now. Although
Okay.
I'm afraid to go out in the backyard because of all the Juro spiders out there.
It's fine. They're
They're
fine.
I mean, they're not aggressive or anything. It just,
No,
I don't like walking into their webs when
they're
anyway,
dense webs too.
they are
Thick.
very strong webs. They
Yep.
could catch hummingbirds.
Honeybee.
I
Is
was
that where you
hummingbirds. I was going to say honeybirds, but there aren't
Honeybirds.
honeybirds. But anyway, I have a did you know about
Okay.
the new moon. There is an urban legend about a new moon curse where
Oh.
bad luck or misfortune is said to befall those who ignore the new moon's power.
Oh.
which I guess that's why I'm having bad luck all the time. I never even know when the new moon's going to be. But according to legend, those who fail to acknowledge or respect the new moon, either
Oh.
by neglecting to set intentions or perhaps by engaging in reckless behavior, they invite bad luck into their lives.
Mm.
This curse is thought to manifest in various forms, such as financial troubles, relationship problems, or unexplained accidents. The only way to break the curse, as the legend goes, is to properly honor the next new moon with rituals, offerings, or a period of reflection. So,
Hmm.
today, for you all listening, do some kind of new moon ritual, and maybe any bad luck that you've been having will be wiped clean for this new, fresh beginning.
Hmm. I like that. I
Mm-hmm.
might I might do something then.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
Hmm. You know, I was born on a new moon.
Oh, I didn't know that. You
Mhm.
probably told me, but I
Yep.
don't remember that.
Yep. I was born on a new moon based on what the person told me at the Ren Fair that one time.
Yeah, I don't remember. I'm just
There was a whole chart that they had set up. It was like
yeah,
this
I've seen
jewelry
that
place,
before.
and
Mm-hmm.
I got the pendant with my moon on it. Oh my gosh, I don't even know where it is anymore. It was so long ago. I wish I didn't lose it.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a new moon, and I was like, how is the new moon going to be shown on this necklace? It was glow in the dark.
How cool
Uh-huh.
is
And so you
that?
looked at it at first glance, you're like, that's like it had a really pretty design and looked black at first. If you
Yeah,
like looked
I
really
would
hard,
think it would look black.
you could see the outline of the moon. It kind
Okay.
of like faintly, but in the dark it would glow.
How fun is
Isn't that
that?
cool? Oh man, I loved it.
Well, let's move on to dark moon magic. So remember,
Okay.
this is the 3 days prior to the new moon. So we're
Hmm.
actually ending the moon cycle at this phase, not opening for new beginnings.
Okay.
So this is a great time for shadow work.
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
you're at the end of this cycle. So, shadow work involves delving into all those hidden parts of yourself that you tend to ignore or perhaps suppress. And this is a safe time. The dark moon provides a safe, supportive environment for this deep inner work.
Hmm.
So you want to journal or however you do your shadow work, think about your fears, your insecurities, your past traumas, reflect on how these things have influenced your current life and behavior, and that can help you heal and transform.
Yeah.
Another thing that you can do, this is a great time for banishing rituals because you're at
Oh,
the end of the cycle again. So you can banish negativity, bad habits, anything that no longer serves you. Write down what you wish to release on a piece of paper. It could be anything from, a toxic relationship to self-doubt, and then burn the paper, visualizing as the smoke flies away,
hmm.
floats away, visualize it carrying away those unwanted energies. And when the paper turns to ash, you can feel that weight just being lifted
Like
from
lift it
you.
off. Wow.
Yeah. And it's making way for the new beginning that is going to be right around the corner. It's
Hmm.
getting rid of that crap that you don't need to be ready to prepare for the new moon when you can open yourself up to the new beginnings.
Yeah. Yeah. Interesting. I
Mm-hmm.
might try that too.
Mm-hmm.
But you can also use it this time for cleansing and purification. So you can use the dark moon's energy to either cleanse or purify your space, tools, or yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You can use a smoke bundle around your home with
Mm-hmm.
either sage or Palo Santo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, or other cleansing herbs to remove stagnant energy,
Or
bad energy.
you know what's really good if you don't have any of those herb bundles
Hmm.
is to use your incense.
Oh yeah, I use my incense a
Hmm.
lot.
That's a great
Um,
way to clear bad energy from your home.
yes. And then you can cleanse your magical tools with
Hmm.
salt water. Oh my gosh. Or bypassing them through the smoke of your incense or whatever it may be. You can take a ritual bath with this sea salt, lavender, rosemary to purify your body and
Hmm.
mind. And as you cleanse, you can set intentions to remove any lingering negativity, just like whatever your
Yeah.
intention is during this time.
So similar to what you're doing with your new moon ritual bath, but this is actually preparing you to accept that new moon, the beginning energy. This is
Mm-hmm.
the end energy
Yeah.
that you're sloughing off. That's a good word.
You're over here using your arms.
I
Swoosh.
am.
And then you can use this as a time to embrace the stillness of the dark moon through
Hmm.
meditation. You can find a quiet space, light a black or white candle, and sit in silence. You can focus on your breath and allow your mind to become calm. And then you can use this time to connect with your inner self and listen to any messages or insights that might arise. The dark moon
Hmm.
meditation can bring clarity and guidance for your path ahead.
You should do a dark moon meditation with your whispering
I should.
winds.
I wrote a new one on mountains,
Oh,
another
nice.
mountain guide. I did like a forest one before, but now I'm have one hopefully coming out soon about mountains.
I had come up with an idea that I wanted you to make one for me, and I now can't remember what it was. Whatever I was struggling with, I'm like, I need Ren to make me a whispering winds for this. But
Oh,
it'll come back to me.
okay.
I'll ask you about it. This is also this phase, these 3 days right before
Mm-hmm.
the new moon is a great time to do those cord cutting rituals.
Ooh.
It's very effective during this dark moon phase for releasing unhealthy attachments.
Mm-hmm.
Visualize those energetic cords connecting you to a person or a situation or a habit that you're trying to get rid of.
Mm-hmm.
Use a ritual knife or scissors to symbolically cut those cords. I like to use fire. That's
Mm-hmm.
just
Yep.
me.
I
I
like the
love the
fire ones
fire.
too.
But you're severing these ties that bind you. And as you cut, you're going to affirm your intention to let go and move forward and get ready to embrace the new moon with freedom and clarity.
Mm-hmm.
It's also a great time, these 3 days before the new moon, to do ancestral work.
Oh yeah.
It's a very powerful time to connect with your ancestors and seek their wisdom. You can create your ancestor altar or refresh it if you've had one. The dark phase of the moon is a
Mm-hmm.
great time to refresh it. Put new photos, heirlooms, offerings such as food, drink, or flowers, light a candle, talk to them. Talk to your ancestors. That's the best way to let them know what you need and what you are thinking and that you revere them.
I think my
Ask them for
ancestors think I talk too much.
They're like, can you
Just
just
shut
shut
up.
it? Shut it.
Shut up for 1 second.
But after you do this and ask them for their guidance, then pay attention to any signs and dreams or messages that might come through in these three
Mm-hmm.
days of the dark
Mm-hmm.
moon, because this could be a sign that they're trying to give you.
Mm-hmm.
And be sure to enjoy this sense of grounding and connection to your roots that you can get during this time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What I really like to think about during this time is dream work.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm,
dreams can
mm-hmm.
be particularly vivid and insightful during the dark moon. Keep a dream journal, by your bedside and record your dreams upon waking. Like, I mean, we're all like, oh, I had a dream and I can't remember it.
Yeah, yeah.
If you have a journal right next to you, you can immediately write it down. So you can look for patterns, symbols, or recurring themes that may offer guidance or messages from your subconscious or whatever it may be.
Or your ancestors, or
Yeah. You can
yeah.
also perform a simple dream, ritual by placing a piece of amethyst or moonstone under your pillow and having an intention by it to receive wisdom through your dreams, which I've
And
never
this is
tried to do that.
especially helpful if you've been drinking and you put that amethyst, you get the dreams
Oh,
and relief from a
I think this is where it
hangover.
started before. Where
Was
did
this
this?
during our dream episode? Because we
I don't
have done a dream
know. I
episode. Oh
remember
my
talking
gosh.
about this. You can also write a list of everything you wish to release or let go of during this dark moon phase. This
That's a
can
good idea.
include negative thoughts, emotions, situations, or physical clutter. As you write, you need to focus the feeling of release and freedom. And once your list is complete, safely burn it or bury it in the earth, symbolizing the final release and basically making way for new growth.
Okay.
The dark moon phase is seen as a time of rest for both plants and gardeners. It is a
Hmm.
good period for reflecting on your gardening efforts, planning future planting, and
Plant
performing
my pumpkins.
exactly, and performing rituals or magical practices related to the garden. So this is a quiet time where little to no planting is done, allowing the earth to rest before the cycle begins anew.
On the new moon when I go and plant
Yes.
my pumpkins.
And so the next dark moon is August 13th through the 15th, which is, already this week. So
Gone.
so sorry.
So I think the next
Of
one after
2024.
the next new moon after this one is September 2nd. So the dark moon will be the 1st, the 31st of August, and the 30th of August,
Okay.
right?
Yes, that makes yes.
I think so.
Yes.
Well, I'm looking at my little lunar app, and it says the next new moon is Monday, September 2nd. So
That sounds kind of close to
it does because it says the full moon is August 19th. That's Monday.
but I thought we had a new
I
moon
know.
coming up.
I thought we just said the new moon is the
New moon.
16th.
Let's see. It says oh, maybe our dates are wrong.
Maybe so.
So the new moon of August 2024 is August 4th. So we've already missed it.
Oh, I don't have any idea where I got these dates from.
That's all right. So that would mean that the next one that you just said are the correct dates. Um,
So I don't want to wait until the new moon to plant my pumpkins.
well, I would just plant them then.
Yeah. Well, I
So,
can plant them on the full moon. That's Monday.
oh, that's very true.
I'll do that.
So, the next moon we have is the black moon magic.
Yes. And so whether it's the second new moon of the calendar or the third new moon or the fourth moon, whatever the seasonal one is, or the absence of that full moon in February, it is definitely a time to practice magic of transformation. So you can do deep manifestation rituals. Wow, I am struggling all of a sudden. The black moon is ideal for setting bold, long-term intentions.
Okay.
Create a sacred space, gather tools, whatever it is, your candles, your crystals, your athame, your wand, whatever.
hmm
Light a black candle to symbolize the black moon's power and a white candle for clarity, and you meditate on your deepest desires, write them down, focusing on long term goals and life altering changes. Because
Okay.
this is so rare, this is a time to set aside to do this. You visualize these desires manifesting and feel the black moon's energy infusing your intentions with extra potency.
Okay. I like that. I mean, this
Okay.
is also a time to again work with ancestral healing and it's a time where uh shadow work can be intensified as well. I feel like a lot of these kind of coincide with the black moon that we
Hmm.
were, wait, am I getting them confused? The dark moon.
Yeah.
So they all kind of coincide, like ancestral healing, shadow work,
Hmm.
et cetera, et cetera. So I don't know,
Yeah. I
it's just
mean,
like full round.
it's so rare that I think that even though the dark moon phase also has these things, I feel like the black moon phase is even stronger because it's such
Mhm,
a rare
mhm.
occurrence. It's also, just like what you can do during the dark moon, you can do all of these things during the black moon as well. It,
Yes,
it can
yes.
give you, you can do protection and banishing spells just like you
hmm
can in the dark moon phase.
Dream
Um,
magic.
hmm you can,
Divination.
yeah, I was going to say divination, transformation spells.
hmm
Also, the Black Moon really is a great time to work with group
Oh
rituals.
yeah.
So if you're in a coven, it's a great time for doing coven work.
hmm
Collective magic. Gather your fellow witches to amplify the energy of your workings. Perform a group intention setting ceremony. Ooh, say that 10 times fast. A collective banishing ritual or a shared ancestral healing practice. The combined energy of the group can really magnify that black moon's power and
Mhm.
create this very impactful experience. Now, I don't know if this is correct because all of my dates have been wrong this episode, but I have that the next black moon is going to be on December 30th of 2024, and it's going to be the second new moon within a single calendar month.
Okay.
So apparently there will be two new moons in December.
We can double check.
Sorry about my
Oh
dates. I
no,
wonder
that's
if
all right.
this app will show me. I don't know how.
It's all right.
I just knocked my drink on the floor, but luckily it was empty.
Okay, good. I was like, wow. Um, but yeah, I mean, we can all look it up. It's fine. So the next thing are the supermoons, like how we were
Mm-hmm.
talking about. So,
Mm-hmm.
it's, bigger in the sky, it's this beautiful sight.
Mm-hmm.
And this supermoons have inspired myths and legends for centuries.
Mm-hmm.
So it increases Earth's gravitational pull, affecting not only the tides, but also our energies and our emotions.
Mm-hmm.
So, this magnified lunar influence provides a unique opportunity to amplify your magical practices.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's an ideal time to maybe do a ritual for that extra boost. Like you get a little bit of extra energy.
Yeah.
So it could be literally working with anything. Let's say you're working in manifestation, because I love a good manifestation. And
Mm-hmm.
so it could just be an extra boost onto your manifesting abilities. That's not the word I was going for, but it can enhance your power for your intentions.
I agree. I think also it's a great time for an abundance type
Oh,
spell
yeah.
because it's so heavy and so full and so big in the sky as well as its power on you. You could gather green candles, citrine, piece of paper, write down your financial goals or desires, light the candles, place the citrine around them, hold the paper and visualize your goals coming to fruition and say something like, I mean, something simple, just like by the light of the super moon, abundance flows to me soon.
Hmm.
That wasn't great, but that's, and then you burn the papers safely and let the ashes scatter in the wind. Um, it's that would be just a simple spell to
Yeah.
use that power and boost that kind of thing.
I feel like a lot of these kind of can go together in a lot of
Mm-hmm.
ways because you can definitely do like crystal charging rituals and emotional release rituals and,
Mm-hmm.
anything that kind of coincides with that. Um, I don't know, it's all kind of
I
like a
think so
make it
too.
and do it yourself, like whatever you resonate with in that time. So you have this one that gives extra boost of energy and this one and all of that.
You could do a supermoon tarot spread. That would
Ooh,
be
that
fun.
would be fun.
Maybe do 5 cards for this one. I mean, you can do 3. You can do as whatever you want. But I
Whatever
was
you want.
thinking,
Do what you want.
do what you want. But I was thinking like 5 would be good for a supermoon because number 1 would be your current situation.
Hmm.
Number 2 would be the challenge that you might be facing. Number 3 could be advice on helping you with that challenge. Number 4 could be the outcome of that challenge. And then number 5 could be, give me a message,
Oh,
an
yeah.
intuitive message from the super moon, and then you meditate and try to interpret those messages.
Yeah.
And then the micro moons are from when they're so far away, like we had said before, it would be subtle magic that you would want to do. So
Hmm.
it might be, like you were talking about, the meditation type spells, some quiet spells introspect intra wow intro
Introspective.
see you can tell my drink is gone. uh, Introspective spells, that kind of thing.
Hmm.
um you could do
Grounding
grounding,
rituals.
yeah.
I mean,
Grounding.
I think anything like that would
and
be perfect for this time.
and then like whispering spells for clarity. The moon is really
Oh,
far
yeah.
away. It's so
I
far,
never
far
thought of it like
away.
that before.
Yeah. So you can do a whispering spell. You can whisper. You can, I don't know, help use the micromoon's power to release old patterns and habits, because it's a time for, the moon is far, far away, and we want these bad things that we have in our lives, these habits or whatever, to be far,
Mhm.
far away.
Yeah, I like that. I might do something with that too.
Yeah, yeah, I think so too.
But
So I think
I think that's it. Like we're
I
getting to
think so.
like, is that it? Like, we've been rambling all this time.
We have gone way off topic sometimes too.
Yes. Talking about iPhones.
Yes, I don't know why,
I
but
don't know. I don't know.
yeah,
Uh,
the moon, I think, just as a final say so, the moon in any phase is powerful. Obviously, it affects
yes.
every human on this planet.
Every day.
And as witches, we make ourselves aware of it. I think
Mm-hmm.
it affects the regular non-witch person, the person who doesn't
Wow.
even think of
Regular.
being a witch. But I think those of us who pay attention actually can feel the different powers and the different energies that come from the different phases of these moons.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I agree.
mhm. You
Okay,
gonna do
outro
the
time.
outro? Yeah.
Yeah. So, if you like what you heard about our new moon, dark moon, black moon, you can find more at our website at www.c3witchypodcast.com. There we have links to all of our social medias. We have links to our merch. We have links to our newsletter, our blog. We have information about our our weekly episodes, as well as our after dark episodes. If you want like a little sneak peek of what we're going to be talking about, we do 2 episodes a month.
Mm-hmm.
You can get those on Patreon as well as other bonus content. And then you can also get them on Buzzsprout, where if you subscribe, then you can listen on your normal platform.
Mm-hmm.
For our merch, we are currently working on getting everything integrated onto our website, as well as make new designs. We have a couple new designs, which are really exciting. I'm really
Mm-hmm.
excited. So those will be coming out, fingers crossed,
Soon.
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 Um, so yeah, that was like a quick rundown. That was probably the smoothest outro that I've done.
Yeah, that was pretty good. But thank you guys so much for listening. If you like this show, then please do consider supporting us either
Mhm.
through Patreon or Buzzsprout. It would help us greatly. We would love to, at some point, go on tour and come talk to you all in the
Fingers
cities and
crossed.
places where you live. How fun would
That'd
that
be
be?
great.
That would be exciting. So, yeah, any help that you can give us would be lovely. Our
Hmm.
husbands would appreciate it greatly because
Hmm.
we're like
And help.
spending lots of money out of our own
Help
accounts.
help is just like following us on YouTube and following us on all of our
Oh,
social
yeah.
medias and commenting and liking our stuff. It doesn't have to, you don't have to
Yeah.
throw money at us. Yeah.
Share our stuff.
You say,
That
"Hey,
is
I
huge.
I have this fantastic, awesome witchy podcast with these two funny, fantastic ladies. Their voices are like angels." Yes,
Right.
please share.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, no, sorry, made your ears bleed. So let
anyway,
everyone know.
yeah, yeah, you don't have to spend money to help us out.
Yes.
Anything you can do to get the word out about us is wonderful.
Hmm.
Money also helps if you want to go that route too. We will
Yes.
not turn that away.
Yes.
But thank you guys for listening. We'll be
Hmm.
back.
We'll be back.
And until then, stay witchy.
Woo.